Hey YouTube, this morning I wanted to go into specifically 10xing your investments and the actions that requires, and spend most of the time drilling down on two specific actions and areas of opportunity. And it's probably something you have not seen. I have not seen it anywhere, and it is my process that I use to be able to do so many different things and also acquire knowledge efficiently. So let me share that with you. And so first, the context. These are the actions that I shared before. Faith, which is basically preparing for a situation that hasn't occurred with the understanding that it will occur. So it could be preparing for the opportunity to buy a rental house when you don't know that it'll be on sale for the right price. It could be preparing for a certain stock market going down. Section number 2 are the actions that we take to prepare. Identifying barriers, discovering skills, acquiring skills, learning to work efficiently, and learning to efficiently acquire knowledge. Now this one I added, so I'll admit that now from the video I covered these initially. And then wisdom. Skills are acquired. There's a system to acquire skills. Actions are driven by beliefs. So if you want a different action, believe something different. Results are reaping what we sow. So the financial returns that we get are an automatic result of actions that we take. So if you want $500,000, for instance, you have to track back to the actions you would need to take that would automatically result in that situation. And so the two I'm going to drill in on today are learning to efficiently acquire knowledge and learning to work efficiently. Now, hopefully I have enough time to acquire those, and we're going to talk about only those two. So, number 1, learning to efficiently acquire knowledge. And I'm just going to give you some contrasts. Contrasts from normal knowledge and what people do to how I do it differently. And so, people say, read a book. Now, if your objective around wealth, investing in things is to read a book, tell me how much you get paid and what the result is of reading a book. The result of reading a book is a good feeling and a sense of accomplishment. Okay? Are you looking for a good feeling and a sense of accomplishment? If that's what you're looking for, if that is your satisfaction, if it is not monetizing what's in that book, then read the book. But I think what people are really looking for that are listening to this is how do I use this book to get myself prepared for an opportunity, for the knowledge I need. And so I would not say read a book. I would say read parts of a book. Okay, so there's a couple things that can trigger me to stop reading. One is an action I need to take. So I read a book, and the book tells me an action I need to take based on something I learned. I stop, put my thing in the book, I close it, and I go take that action immediately. Number 2 can be a deep concept. This deep concept seems transformative to my thinking, seems like it's going to change my belief changes my action changes my result, and so therefore a deep concept is transformative. I stop reading to focus on that concept. Okay. Another thing might stop me from reading is there's no value. Now, if I'm reading a book and the book has no value, no actionable content, nothing that changes my beliefs, then I might just stop reading the book and put it aside. No one is making me read. In school, they teach you to read the whole book and things like that. Tell me how many teachers that use that to get wealthy. Not a whole lot, because the thinking is wrong. Okay? Thinking is incorrect. You're not reading the book to learn how to read a book. Okay? That in school, you read a book to learn how to read. So you read the whole book. Now you're reading a book to learn knowledge, to change your beliefs, to give yourself an opportunity for some action. And so, specific things that I would suggest are read parts of books, not whole books. Don't give yourself the satisfaction of reading the book. Okay? At the end of a book, you're going to ask, what action or belief did it result in? Okay? What action did this book result in you taking? What belief did it change? What deep concept did it correct for you where you can get a different action and a different result? Okay, that's the purpose of a book. And, in the comments description, you can see what books I'm reading right now. Can you read a book that has 9 things that are wrong and 1 that's right and gain the 1 that's right? Can you do it? You have to be able to do it because most people have things that are wrong in their beliefs. Now, the other thing is, if something is wrong, how do you know if it's wrong? Because what wrong means is contrary to your belief, right? And if you're screening out everything that's contrary to what you believe, then how will you change your beliefs? You have to understand fully things that are contrary to your beliefs. You have to test them out, right? So if you take a concept of a belief that's different than yours and you take the logical action to test it and it gives you some phenomenal result, maybe your belief was wrong and you need to change that. So sometimes when you're reading, test out the beliefs. Okay? Test them out. A belief I'll tell you, you've heard from me before, is money grows on trees. Okay? I believe that fully. You don't. What are your results versus mine? If they aren't as good, maybe you should say, what would this change in my belief system? What would it change in my actions? And how would that change my results? So, for instance, I found a phenomenal deal on a house. It costs $50,000. Phenomenal. I've only got 20. Your belief system says, oh, I don't have $30,000. My belief system says money grows on trees. It's easily acquired. It's easy to get if you have the right information, you have the right preparation. So my belief leads me to do the deal and make the $50,000. Your belief leads you to do nothing. And so possibly your belief is wrong. How will you discover those beliefs are wrong? I didn't tell you the beliefs that are wrong or right as you go through this process. You're going to have to determine that based on the results that you want. So number 2, learn to work efficiently. Okay, now I might go into this more later because this is very deep, but you would imagine that if you worked 4 hours on work that you needed to do and you wanted to get more done, that you would work 8 hours. Okay, so you're doing what you do now and whatever, and you're saying, the thing I need to do to get the results that I want is work 8 hours. Okay? Well, what if that's wrong? What if you're incorrect? What if this 8 hours will never give you the result that you want? And this is the only way you know how to change it. Okay? What if instead the solution is to work 30 minutes? Okay? What if the solution to not getting the work done in 4 hours is to work 30 minutes? Okay, what if that's the solution? How will you discover that? Okay, the answer is there's no one I know that would discover it. And so let me tell you how to discover it. So let's say you have 4 hours of work you did. Now first, you have to be a person who's honest with yourself. How much did you actually accomplish that was aligned with your result? So if you put the result over here, in that 4 hours, how much did you actually accomplish that was aligned with your result? How much? I would say the best people are at 30 minutes. Okay, you go to work. You go to work it for 8 hours. Okay, you have 6 hours of meetings. You have 2 hours of other stuff. Probably in a day you're getting 30 to 45 minutes of work done. What if you only did that? Okay, the question is, what if you only did that? So what I would do, my process is to take this 4 hours and take it down to 30 minutes. Okay? 30 minutes, but I'm only going to do the 30 minutes of work that I would have done in 4 hours to align with my results. Okay, now, what am I going to do with the other 3.5 hours? That's the problem people can't handle. Okay? And so, you start, and in the first 30 minutes, you do all the work you would have done in 4 hours. Now, that's impossible. But you just told yourself and looked at your result, and you said, 30 minutes only the work. And so, how does my behavior have to change? Okay, so I'll give you a few things. There are tactics you can use. In the morning, when you get up and you go to work, the first thing you do is you look at your text messages and you look at your email. Okay? You ever been to your evaluation and they ask you if you answered all your emails? They ask you if you went to all your meetings. They ask you if you all your text messages. So why are you looking at that first if they're not asking about that? What are they asking about? Well, maybe they're asking about the number of listings you did if you have an eBay business. Okay? So your first 30 minutes a day, you get in, you sit down. Maybe your first 30 minutes is knocking out 6 listings. Okay? Now, you've got 4 hours, the first 4 hours of accomplishment done in the first 30 minutes. Now you got 3.5 hours left. I would say, at first, before you get disciplined, you do 3 hours, you do 30 minutes, you get your 6 listings back up, and then you take a small break. Okay? Just a break, just 5 minutes. Okay? And then reset, and then come back and try to do it again. Now, in order to do this, you have to show results. And so your manager, boss, whoever you're reporting to, has to grade you on these listings. Okay? Now, when you're working on your own and you're working for yourself, you make your own money, you have to grade yourself on the outcome. Okay? Not the input, not the how long I worked. Oh, I worked 12 hours today. I feel so good about myself. It's just like this book. I read the whole book. I feel so good at myself. Don't feel good about reading the book. Feel good about the actions you take, the beliefs you corrected. Down here, you're going to feel good about the actual listings that you accomplished. Okay? So 30 minutes. Now in 30 minutes, you've got done what prior you did in 4 hours. Now what your logic would say is, oh, now I can do 30 minutes and I can do that 8 times, and now I can get 48 listings done. So that's not what I would say. What I would say is, you do this once in this situation, you'll go back and you'll say it is more efficient just to work 4 hours, and you will get your 6 listings done in 4 hours again, because your belief was what gave you that result in the first place, and you have to change your belief to change your action. 30 minutes with a break is not the same as 4 hours with nothing. Okay? This is not the same as this. The outcome is the same, but they are not the same. You have to stop doing this. So maybe your methodology that works for you, that you graded on the outcome, is 30 minutes. You do 6 listings. Then you take a short, get a drink or something, and you do 30 minutes again. That's something different. Now, is it going to be email? Well, we said that wasn't important. So why are you spending time on it? Maybe it's learning, right? So now you're breaking your time down, right, with these breaks. Now what happens if in this 30 minutes you get 0 done? Okay? You get down to this one with this break, and it's a complete reset. You're not starting and then going through all your stuff. You're starting at 30 minutes and you stop and you reset. Okay, so every 30 minutes you have a chance to knock this 6 out. So if you're successful, let's say half the time, now you're at 24, everybody else is at 6. Everybody doesn't know how you do it. Now this is just one technique to work efficiently. Breaking down your time some, grading yourself an outcome. Let yourself feel good about the things that are good. So I just want to take some time to explain that to you, that mechanism. I've done this with myself. I've done this with other people. And in a job like at Walmart, you can pretty much do your entire job in no more than 4 hours per week total. Now the rest of that time, some of that time has to be spent managing expectations and learning what's really important, because If you don't know this result, you're going to work on the wrong thing. So some time has to be spent with those things, with communications. But really, if you can say in the week, in the day, in the month, I'm going to take maybe 10% of the time at the front and just deliver those results that I know we're going to get. I'm going to deliver in the first 4 hours. I get a project, boom, 1 hour, it can be done. We all know that. The actual work that we put in a week, maybe 4 hours. Why not do that on Monday? Right? Then Monday afternoon, you do whatever makes you better, your communications, whatever you want to do. Tuesday morning, boom, I'm going to knock it out for an hour. And, some of those other things that you have to do that, talk about working in the zone. Has to do with a way that you can focus, how you build focus, techniques or a drink, especially with caffeine. If you have ADD, a little bit of caffeine can help you focus. It can be a certain music. It can be a certain environment. Okay. It can be whatever what you know. So you go to the zone, execute for 30 minutes. Don't worry about anything else. I'm just working this one thing, correlated result, and then you can come out. Now, what will happen if you exercise this specifically is it'll start at 30 and you'll find out your range that is effective for you. So at this point, if I put myself in the right environment, I have worked from 30 minutes to 45 to an hour. I can do about 2 hours. But then literally at that point, I'll be done. I'm fried, my brain's done, and I gotta take a break, and I always do. I don't try to push it beyond that zone. I take a break, I reset, and I go back to the zone at that point, okay? And really, if you do 2 hours of this in a day, 3 days a week at your 40-hour-a-week job, you will kill everybody else. I mean, you will get results that just are dramatically better than what they get. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Learning to efficiently and effectively acquire knowledge, and learning to work efficiently. 2 things that you'll need to do in your skill sets, as we talked about how this aligns all the way up to the results we want. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.